Look at your hands. These hands you see before you, they belong to someone who won't exist 1 year from today. The person you are right now is about to embark on a journey of such profound transformation that your future self would be unrecognizable to your present self. 10 years ago, I was sitting in a small apartment, surrounded by bills I couldn't pay, opportunities I had missed, and dreams that seemed to mock me from their dusty shelf. I had reached that critical moment we all face when the pain of remaining the same finally exceeds the fear of change. What I discovered in that moment of desperation wasn't just a way out, it was a way up. A system so powerful, so transformative, that it literally rewrote the story of my life. Let me ask you something. What if everything you believe about personal change is wrong? What if the gradual, step-by-step approach we've been taught is actually keeping you trapped in mediocrity? What if I told you that the person you'll be 1 year from now is already inside you, screaming to break free? Most people live their entire lives in a cocoon of comfort and mediocrity, never realizing that they possess within themselves the power of complete metamorphosis. They keep waiting for the right moment, the right circumstances, the right alignment of stars, not understanding that transformation isn't about timing. It's about decision. In the next few moments, I'm going to share with you 5 revolutionary habits, 5 keys that will unlock a version of yourself so powerful, so magnificent that your current reality will seem like a distant memory. These aren't just habits, they're identity shifters, reality benders, life revolutionizers. But before I reveal these habits, I need to warn you. This information comes with a price, not a monetary price, but the price of responsibility. Because once you know these principles, once you understand the science of radical transformation, you can never go back to living in ignorance. In nature, everything is either growing or dying. There is no standstill, no pause button, no maintenance mode. You are either advancing or retreating, expanding or contracting, becoming more or becoming less. Tonight, you have a chance to make a decision that will echo through the decades of your life. A decision to stop being a victim of circumstance and become a master of destiny. A decision to stop wondering what if and start declaring what will be. Are you ready to meet the stranger who lives in your future? Are you prepared to become unrecognizable to your past self? Because in the next few moments, I'm going to show you exactly how to trigger a transformation so profound, so complete, that 1 year from now, people will stop you in the street and ask, what happened to you? How did you become this? The journey of transformation begins with understanding a fundamental principle that governs all personal development, the principle of metamorphosis. Consider the butterfly, nature's most profound testament to the power of transformation. But here's what most people miss about this magnificent metaphor. The butterfly doesn't gradually grow wings. It doesn't slowly evolve into its final form. Instead, inside that chrysalis, something remarkable happens. A complete dissolution of the old self before the emergence of the new. This is the first truth you must understand about genuine transformation. It's not about adding or subtracting from who you are. It's about becoming someone entirely new. Most people fail at personal development because they're trying to improve their caterpillar self when they should be focusing on activating their butterfly DNA. They're adding new habits to old patterns, stacking new goals on old mindsets, and wondering why they keep crawling instead of flying. The law of personal development states that you cannot become who you need to be by remaining who you are. This is why most people remain caterpillars their entire lives. They're comfortable enough crawling that they never feel the urgent need to fly. They look at successful people and say, I want what they have, but they're unwilling to become who those people are. They want the transformation without the transaction. But here's the price of transformation. You must be willing to completely dissolve your current identity. You must be willing to step into the chrysalis of change, knowing that the person who emerges will be unrecognizable to the person who entered. This is not about improvement. This is about metamorphosis. This is not about getting better. This is about becoming different. As we dive into these 5 transformational habits, remember this: each one is not just a practice to be added to your life. Each one is a catalyst for complete identity reconstruction. These habits are not tools for the person you are. They are gateways to the person you're becoming. They are the environmental triggers that activate your dormant potential, just as specific conditions trigger the caterpillar's transformation into a butterfly. Now let's explore the first of these transformative habits, one that will fundamentally alter how you interact with every aspect of your life. Let's talk about radical responsibility. Radical responsibility is not just a concept, it's a seismic shift in how you view every aspect of your existence. Let me be brutally honest with you. Until you master this first habit, the other 4 won't matter, because this is the foundation upon which all personal transformation is built. Here's the reality that most people spend their entire lives avoiding. You are 100% responsible for everything in your life. Not 99%, not 95%, 100%. Your current bank balance, that's yours. Your relationships, those are yours. Your body, your career, your emotions, all yours. This is not about blame. This is about power. Because the moment you accept total responsibility is the moment you claim total authority over your life. Most people live in what I call the victim valley. They're constantly looking for someone or something to blame for their circumstances, the economy, their upbringing, their boss, their spouse, their genes. There's always a reason why they can't achieve what they want. But here's the paradox. Every time you blame something outside yourself, you give away your power to change it. Every excuse you make is a brick in the wall between you and your potential. Let me share something powerful with you. Responsibility and blame are not the same thing. When I say you're responsible for everything in your life, I'm not saying everything is your fault. What I am saying is that everything in your life is your responsibility, your ability to respond. You might not have chosen every circumstance, but you always choose your response to those circumstances. This is where the radical part comes in. I'm talking about taking responsibility for things you didn't cause. Did someone else's decision impact your life negatively? Take responsibility for your reaction. Did the market crash affect your business? Take responsibility for your adaptation. Did life throw you a curveball? Take responsibility for your recovery. Here's how you implement radical responsibility in your daily life. Start with what I call a responsibility audit. Every evening, look at your day and ask yourself, where did I play the victim today? Where did I give away my power? Where did I blame circumstances instead of taking command? Then implement the no excuse policy. This is simple but brutal. No excuses, only results. When you don't hit a target, don't explain why. Simply state what you're going to do differently. This shifts your brain from problem-focused to solution-focused thinking. The decision-making framework of radical responsibility is based on one question. What would someone who is 100% responsible for their life do in this situation? This question immediately shifts you from reactive to proactive thinking, from victim to victor mentality. Finally, practice what I call personal sovereignty. This means treating your life like a kingdom where you are the absolute monarch. Every thought, every action, every result is ultimately your responsibility. No one gets to vote on your potential. No one gets to decide your limitations except you. Remember this, the quality of your life is directly proportional to the amount of responsibility you're willing to take. Most people want better results without better responsibility. They want high returns with low accountability. But that's not how life works. The universe responds to radical responsibility with radical results. As you master this habit, you'll notice something fascinating. Problems that used to stop you dead in your tracks become opportunities for growth. Obstacles that used to defeat you become challenges that excite you. Because when you're radically responsible, nothing has the power to stop you. Everything has the power to strengthen you. The person you'll become in 1 year starts with the responsibility you take today. No more blame, no more excuses, no more waiting for perfect conditions. This is your life. And from this moment forward, you own every single aspect of it. Now, let's move to the second habit, one that will push you beyond your comfort zone and into the territory of exponential growth. Let's talk about deliberate discomfort. Let me tell you something that might shock you. Your comfort zone is not your friend. In fact, your comfort zone is the most dangerous place you can live. It's a beautiful prison decorated with familiar routines, comfortable habits, and safe choices. But here's the truth. Everything you want, everything you dream of, everything you're capable of becoming, it all exists outside that comfort zone. Most people have it backwards. They believe comfort is the goal, that success will lead to comfort. But I'm here to tell you that discomfort is not the price of success. It's the pathway to success. Every significant breakthrough in your life will come immediately after a period of intense discomfort. This is not a coincidence. This is a principle. Let me introduce you to what I call the growth mechanics. Your brain and body have one primary directive: to keep you safe and comfortable. This was brilliant programming for survival in the ancient world. But in today's world, this same programming is keeping you trapped in mediocrity. Because growth, by definition, requires discomfort. You cannot expand your capabilities while staying comfortable. You cannot stretch your limits while remaining in your safe zone. Think about building muscle. What causes muscle growth? It's not the comfortable reps, it's the uncomfortable ones. It's when you push past your normal threshold that growth occurs. The same principle applies to every area of your life. Mental growth, emotional growth, spiritual growth, financial growth, they all require you to embrace discomfort. This is where deliberate discomfort comes in. Instead of waiting for discomfort to find you, you must actively seek it out. You must make discomfort your daily companion. This doesn't mean making yourself miserable. It means strategically pushing your boundaries every single day. Here's your action framework. Start with the daily comfort zone challenge. Every morning, identify one thing that makes you uncomfortable, something that makes your heart race a little, something that creates that knot in your stomach, and do it first thing. Maybe it's making that difficult phone call, having that challenging conversation, or tackling that project you've been avoiding. Apply the progressive overload principle to your discomfort. Just like in weight training, gradually increase the intensity of your challenges. If speaking to one person makes you uncomfortable, speak to two. If running 1 mile pushes your limits, aim for 2. The key is consistent, progressive expansion of your comfort zone. Maintain what I call a discomfort diary. Each day, record 3 things: what made you uncomfortable, how you faced it, and what you learned from it. This creates a tangible record of your growth and helps you identify patterns in your resistance. Implement the fear-facing protocol. Identify your biggest fears and systematically confront them. Start with the smallest version of that fear and gradually work your way up. Fear of public speaking. Start by speaking up in small meetings. Fear of rejection. Start by making small requests that might be denied. Here's what most people don't understand about discomfort. It's not just about enduring difficulty. It's about training your brain to associate discomfort with growth. When you deliberately seek out challenges, you rewire your neural pathways. What once triggered fear now triggers excitement. What once caused anxiety now creates anticipation. The most successful people in the world have one thing in common. They're comfortable being uncomfortable. They don't wait until they feel ready. They don't wait until they feel confident. They take action precisely when they don't feel ready, when they don't feel confident. Remember this. The size of your success will be determined by the size of the discomfort you're willing to endure. Small discomforts lead to small successes. Massive discomforts lead to massive successes. 1 year from now, the difference between who you are and who you could be will be determined by how much discomfort you're willing to embrace today. Now, let's move to our third habit, one that will completely reshape the forces that shape you. Let's explore environment engineering. Your environment is not neutral. It's either conspiring for your growth or contributing to your decline. Most people completely underestimate the power of their environment. They think they can overcome a negative environment with positive thinking. But here's the truth. Your environment is stronger than your willpower. Your surroundings shape your actions shape your habits, and your habits shape your destiny. Let me introduce you to what I call the law of environmental influence. This law states that you will inevitably become the average of the 5 environments you spend the most time in. Notice I said environments, not just people. Because your environment consists of 5 key dimensions: the people around you, the physical spaces you occupy, the information you consume, the conversations you engage in, and the technologies you interact with. Here's the 95/5 rule of influence. 95% of your success will be determined by your environment, and only 5% by your motivation. This is why highly motivated people often fail, while seemingly average people in excellent environments often succeed. Your environment is not just part of your life, it is the foundation of your life. Let's start with the most crucial environment: people. You must understand that relationships are not just connections, they're conduits. Every relationship in your life is transferring something to you or taking something from you. Some people are radiators. They radiate energy, ambition, and possibility. Others are drains. They drain your energy, your ambition, your belief in what's possible. This is where the relationship audit system comes in. Take out a piece of paper and list the top 20 people you spend the most time with. Next to each name, write +, or equal sign based on whether they elevate you, drain you, or keep you stagnant. Now here's the hard part. You must systematically engineer your relationships to spend more time with the radiators and less time with the drains. Your physical space is equally crucial. Implement the space optimization protocol. Every room you frequently occupy should be engineered for your success. Your bedroom should be optimized for rest. Your workspace should be optimized for focus. Your exercise space should be optimized for energy. Remove anything that doesn't serve your growth. Add everything that enhances it. Next, let's talk about your digital environment. In today's world, this is often more influential than your physical environment. The digital detox framework involves 3 steps: elimination, curation, and optimization. First, eliminate all digital influences that don't serve your growth. Then carefully curate the content you consume to align with your goals. Finally, optimize your digital tools to enhance your productivity rather than destroy it. Implement the environment scoring method. Rate each of your key environments on a scale of 1, 10, based on how well they support your goals. Anything scoring below a 7 needs immediate restructuring. Remember, a mediocre environment can only produce mediocre results. Here's something powerful. When you engineer your environment correctly, willpower becomes largely unnecessary. You don't need motivation to do the right thing when your environment makes the right thing the easy thing. You don't need discipline to avoid distractions when your environment eliminates those distractions. Think about this. Every major breakthrough in your life will come from one of 2 things: either a change in your environment or a change in your expectations. And guess what? Your environment shapes your expectations. When you surround yourself with excellence, excellence becomes your new normal. When you immerse yourself in growth, growth becomes your default state. The person you'll be 1 year from now is being shaped right now by your environment. The thoughts you'll think, the actions you'll take, the results you'll achieve, they're all being influenced by the environments you're choosing or accepting today. Now, let's move to our 4th habit, one that will completely transform how you use life's most precious resource. Let's talk about time mastery. Let me share a truth that most people never grasp. Time is not money, time is life itself. You can always make more money, but you can never make more time. Yet most people treat time like it's an unlimited resource while treating money like it's a scarce commodity. This fundamental misunderstanding is why so many people reach the end of their lives rich in money but poor in life. Here's the paradigm shift you need to understand. You don't need to manage time, you need to master it. Time management is about efficiency. Time mastery is about effectiveness. Management is about doing things right. Mastery is about doing the right things. And here's the critical difference. You can be efficiently wrong or effectively right. Let me destroy a myth right now. You don't find time, you create it. When someone says they can't find time, what they're really saying is that it's not a priority. Because let me tell you something powerful. You always have time for what you prioritize. Always. The question is not whether you have time. The question is whether you're honest about your priorities. This is where future self-accounting comes in. Most people make time decisions based on their present self's comfort, but successful people make time decisions based on their future self's growth. Every time you make a decision about how to spend your time, ask yourself, is this serving my present comfort or my future growth? Let me introduce you to the compounding principle of time. Just like money compounds in a bank account, activities compound in your life. Small time investments in the right activities today create massive returns tomorrow. But here's the catch. Negative activities compound too. Every minute you waste today is actually stealing hours from your future. Here's your time mastery framework. First, implement the time blocking system. Your day should be divided into 3 types of blocks. Creation blocks, where you produce value, growth blocks, where you invest in yourself, and recovery blocks, where you recharge. No block should be empty, no time should be unaccounted for. Next, master the energy management matrix. Understand that not all hours are created equal. 1 hour of high-energy, focused work is worth more than 3 hours of low-energy, distracted effort. Map your energy patterns and schedule your most important tasks during your peak energy periods. Implement the priority pyramid system. At the top of your pyramid are your life-changing activities, things that will dramatically improve your future. Below that are your progress activities, things that move you forward. At the bottom are your maintenance activities, things that just keep you afloat. Most people spend 80% of their time on maintenance. Masters spend 80% of their time on life-changing activities. Here's the 15-minute leverage law. For every activity that takes more than 15 minutes to complete, ask yourself, is this the highest leverage use of my time right now? High leverage activities create multiple benefits. Low leverage activities solve single problems. Masters focus on high leverage activities. Remember this, time mastery is not about doing more things, it's about doing more important things. It's not about filling your time, it's about fulfilling your time. Every minute you spend is an investment in who you're becoming. And like any investment, you must consider the returns. The person you'll be 1 year from now is being created by how you spend your time today. Every minute, every hour, every day is either moving you toward that transformed future self or keeping you trapped in your current reality. Now let's explore our final and perhaps most powerful habit, the one that will fundamentally alter who you believe you are. Let's talk about identity evolution. Identity is destiny. Let me say that again, because this might be the most important principle you'll ever learn. Identity is destiny. Your life is not determined by your goals, your plans, or even your actions. Your life is determined by who you believe you are, because you will always perform at a level consistent with your identity. Here's why most people fail at lasting change. They try to transform their results without transforming their identity. They try to build wealth while maintaining a poor person's identity. They try to get healthy while keeping a sick person's mindset. They try to succeed while clutching tightly to the identity of a struggler. This is why they snap back to their old behaviors, because their actions are inconsistent with their self-image. The power of self-concept is not just psychological, it's practical. Your identity is like an operating system that runs every decision, every action, every response in your life. When you try to act in ways that conflict with your identity, you experience what I call identity friction. This friction will eventually wear down your willpower and pull you back to behaviors that match who you believe you are. This is where identity evolution comes in. Instead of trying to change your actions, you must systematically upgrade your identity. This isn't about affirmations or positive thinking. This is about strategic identity reconstruction. You must deliberately dissolve your current identity and construct a new one. Start with the identity scripting method. Write out in detail who you need to become to achieve your goals. Not what you need to do, who you need to be. What does this person think about? How do they talk? How do they carry themselves? What decisions do they make? This isn't role-playing. This is identity engineering. Next, implement the behavior alignment system. Every morning, ask yourself, what would the person I'm becoming do today? Then do that. Not what your current self would do, what your evolved self would do. This creates what I call identity pull instead of willpower push. The character development framework is crucial here. Identify the core characteristics of your desired identity. Then create daily practices that embody these characteristics. If you want to be confident, take confident actions. If you want to be a leader, take leadership actions. Your identity isn't changed by thinking different thoughts. It's changed by taking different actions. Here's something powerful. Use legacy mapping. Project yourself 20 years into the future. What legacy have you left? What impact have you made? What do people say about you? Now work backwards. Who do you need to become to create that legacy? This creates what I call identity tension, the gap between who you are and who you need to be. Remember this, your current identity was constructed. It was built through experiences, decisions, and beliefs you've accumulated over time. And if it was constructed, it can be reconstructed. You are not stuck with who you are. You are stuck with who you believe you are. The person you'll be 1 year from now is not determined by what you do. It's determined by who you become. Every action you take is either reinforcing your current identity or building your new one. Every decision is either strengthening who you are or creating who you could be. Now, as we reach the conclusion of these 5 transformational habits, let me ask you, are you ready to release who you are for who you could become? Are you prepared to let go of the identity that's keeping you safe for the identity that will make you successful? Because 1 year from now, you will be one of 2 people. You will either be the person you've been programmed to be, living the life you've been conditioned to accept, or you will be the person you've chosen to become, living the life you've decided to create. The choice is yours. The time is now. Look at your hands one more time. These hands that you see, they hold within them the power to reshape your entire existence. Remember how we started? With the recognition that the person sitting in your seat right now is about to embark on a journey of profound transformation. Now you know exactly how to make that transformation real. You now possess the 5 cardinal habits of radical transformation. Radical responsibility, the power to own every aspect of your life. Deliberate discomfort, the courage to grow beyond your limitations. Environment engineering, the wisdom to shape the forces that shape you. Time mastery, the ability to invest in your future self. And identity evolution, the key to becoming who you were meant to be. But let me be clear, knowledge without action is merely entertainment. What you've learned today isn't meant to inspire you, it's meant to transform you. Inspiration without implementation is just emotional decoration. You're not here to feel good, you're here to become great. Right now, in this moment, you stand at a crossroads. One path leads to comfort, to the familiar, to the life you've always known. The other path leads to growth, to transformation, to the person you're capable of becoming. The choice you make in this moment will echo through every tomorrow you'll ever have. Here's your immediate action plan. Tonight, before you sleep, write down who you're committed to becoming. Tomorrow morning, wake up 1 hour earlier than usual. This is your first act of deliberate discomfort. Spend that hour engineering your environment and scripting your new identity. Take radical responsibility for one area of your life you've been avoiding. Begin your time mastery journey by blocking out your day according to the principles you've learned. 1 year from now, someone will ask you, what happened? How did you become this? And you'll smile, knowing that it began in this moment with this decision, with this commitment to transformation. Remember, the caterpillar doesn't gradually grow wings. It enters the chrysalis as one creature and emerges as another. You now have the blueprint for your own metamorphosis. The only question that remains is, are you ready to enter your chrysalis? The future is not something that happens to you, it's something that happens because of you. Your transformation begins now, not tomorrow, not next week, not when conditions are perfect. Now, stand up, step forward, become who you were meant to be. The stranger in your future is waiting.